Hey guys, this is the Fort Worth Glock Guy, and I thought I would do a little video talking about blade size. Wait, what do you think this video is going to be about? Okay, so what I thought I would do is take two of my favorite knives, and as you can see, these are completely polar opposites as far as the blade thickness is concerned. I wanted to do some cut tests and compare these two to see if size, thickness, really does matter. So what I thought I'd do is I would start with just the thinnest paper, which would be phone book paper, and kind of gradually get a little bit thicker as far as the paper is concerned, or the cutting task is concerned, and see how these two perform. So first up is the Victorinox, and this is the Silvertech edition. This is basically just a classic. It's just a small pen blade, and I thought what I'd do is just cut through some phone book paper, see how it does. So pretty clean cut. This is very sloppy, floppy as far as the paper is concerned. And of course, doing cut tests on camera is probably one of the hardest things to do from all of us. So anyways, there it is. And now let's go over to the cut test between the Spyderco Techno against phone book paper and see how it performs. Actually, this one seems to cut a lot easier on phone book paper. And as you can see, the edge there is pretty clean cut too. Alright, next up is just some notebook paper. So back to the Victorinox, see how it does. Pretty clean cut right there. Now back to the Techno against phone book paper. Pretty clean. Okay, and gradually stepping up in thickness of paper. This is just your standard index card, so a little bit thicker than your average notebook paper. Very clean cut. Now the Spyderco Techno against index card. And again, a very clean cut. Alright, next we're going to step it up to one of the cards that you get in the mail. So, you know, kind of thick, not quite cardboard thick, but a little bit thicker. And pretty clean cut there. Alright, and the same paper weight against the Techno. And again, very clean cut. Alright, now we're going to step it up into a little bit thicker paper. This is cardboard, but it's very thin cardboard. It's, you know, something that you would, well, this is an Eggo box, so you guys know what that is. So cutting with the Victorinox. As you can see, it's a very clean cut. All right, and the Techno. And yet another very clean cut. Alright, next up is the famous Priority Mail box. Let's see how the Victorinox does. Once again, another very clean cut. Alright, and now the Techno. Yep, still a clean cut. Alright, so how about some other cutting tasks? Apple. Just slices right through it. Alright, and let's go ahead and get the Techno out. Looks good to me. Alright, so in all seriousness, I wanted to do this video just to kind of do a little comparison between two of my favorite knives, because I use these all the time and I know that they cut because I keep them sharp. But what I typically use these for are different. You know, I'll use this small pen blade for small cutting tasks like opening a letter or something like that, because obviously you don't need a big blade for that. I will say the thickness of this blade does have its limitations when you're going through thicker material, such as thicker cardboard. And even this, it is a little bit harder to cut through initially, because as you're cutting, this blade thickness is kind of binds up against what you're cutting into. Clearly it still gets the job done. So when it comes down to it, does the size of the blade really matter? I think it's more of an issue of, is it sharp or not? So as far as cutting tasks go, I mean, it really depends on what you're using it for. And I mean, this little thing can get most tasks done. Obviously it's not designed for hard use tasks, but you know, in a pinch, if you really need to cut open a box, you know, open a package, this will probably do the trick. Now what I did notice, the thinness of this, it is able to slice through things much more efficiently just because of how thin it is. I mean, just very little pressure and it's just cutting through stuff. No issue at all. This one takes a little bit more force to push it through, but again, it still gets the job done. Now, on the smaller tasks, this actually took a little effort, and I was having to push less to get through those smaller tasks, and you could even kind of see that in some of the thinner paper, like the notebook paper and even the phone book paper. This was actually taking a little bit more effort to push through, and this I was basically just using the weight of the blade to just let it cut through. So really, when it comes down to it, it's whatever you want. Just keep your blade sharp and they're gonna do what you need them to do. So, and the fun of it is carry both. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. 4 o'clock guy out.